Hi, and welcome back to Redirecting. First of all, I'd like to say thanks to Sister CC for sending this story. Always interesting to get this kind of information, especially out of Africa. Apparently, Ethiopia has its first female president. It kind of reminds me of when all of the women down in, I believe it was Fulton County, Georgia, they held all of the top positions in the city. The judge, the court officers, the police force, and just about every heavy hitting position in the city, all females, black females. For some that was great news. For others it was like a moment of silence and frowns and tears. I remember a lot of brothers came on that particular video and they were just really salty and upset by it all. I didn't understand it, but they claimed that now the women are going to attack all of the black men in that area. So far I haven't heard any reports of these women going after black men in that county. None. Okay. Anyway, back to the story. First female president in Ethiopia. It says, and I'm going to try to pronounce her name, Sahle-Work Zewde. Don't know if I've pronounced it right, but she is the first female president. It says Ethiopian members of parliament have elected Sahle-Work Zewde as the country's first female president. Ms. Sahle-Work is an experienced diplomat who has now become Africa's only female head of state. Wow. Her election to the ceremonial position comes a week after Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed appointed a cabinet with half the posts taken up by women. What is happening here? Okay, after being sworn in, President Sahle-Work promised to work hard to make gender equality a reality in Ethiopia. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of watch for all of the negative comments coming in from some of the brothers. I don't understand why it has to be something negative behind such an appointment here, but I can imagine. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll just pass this one on by. But anyway, addressing Parliament, she also pledged to promote peace. Okay, I urge you all to uphold our peace in the name of a mother who is the first to suffer from the absence of peace. Okay. Fighting for women's rights. The new president was keen to make a point about gender equality right from the start, telling MPs that if they thought she was talking too much about women, she had only just begun. Wow. There may now be male-female parity in the new cabinet, but elsewhere there is still a long way to go. Ms. Sahle-Work's appointment has been welcomed by Ethiopians on social media, with many calling it historic. So I see this male-female gender war is not just something that we feel here in America, but also there in Africa, for her to make the statement that you ain't seen nothing yet. It's only just begun. In so many words, that's what she said. Okay, she has been described as Ethiopia's first female head of state of the modern era, with some remembering Empress Zewde, who governed the country in the early parts of the 20th century. Ms. Sahle-Work was voted in after the unexpected resignation of her predecessor, Mulatu Teshome. The Prime Minister's Chief of Staff, Fitsum Arege, tweeted that in a patriarchal society such as ours, the appointment of a female head of state not only sets the standard for the future, but also normalizes women as decision makers in public life. President Sahle-Work has served as an ambassador for Ethiopia in Senegal and Djibouti. She has also held a number of UN positions, including head of peace building in the Central African Republic. Immediately before becoming president, Ms. Sahle-Work was the UN representative at the African Union. In the Ethiopian Constitution, the post of president is ceremonial, with the Prime Minister holding the political power. The last African female head of state was Mauritian President Amina Gurub Ficum, who resigned in March over an expenses scandal. She denied any wrongdoing. Okay, so I thought that was very interesting information. Again, that gender war thing is not just something that is felt here in America. As I see, it also goes to the continent as well, and I'm pretty sure in other regions of the world you get that same thing. But there's always interesting news coming out of Africa, because so much is going on the continent, and so many people are covering various aspects of what is going on the continent. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of African Americans who are contemplating going there because they're tired of here. So they want to go there, right? Some of them are kind of pulling back from that, saying, well, you know what, there's too much going on the continent right now, so I'm not really sure I want to make that move out of the frying pan into the fire. So there's varying degrees of how everyone feels about going to Africa. As we've stated a number of times, many years ago, our family thought about moving to Africa. And with a lot of research, we determined that we definitely want to be led of the Most High Yah. We don't want to just jump into something because it seems like a good idea. We want to know what we are getting into. And hearing from so many people in regards to even visiting Africa, it's one of those things where I will move when thus saith Yahuwah, right? When he says move, we will move. If he says stay, we will stay. So that is how we are going to do things. We do think that dual citizenship is a great idea, but even with that, it takes finances to make something like that happen. And you need to be assured of what is actually happening on the continent before taking that leap. So I just wanted to quickly talk about this appointment of their first female president in Ethiopia. Very interesting news indeed. Again, with all the things that are happening in Africa, with all of the uncertainties, all of the just different political things happening across the continent, with all of the different takeovers and the redomination of the continent by outsiders, it's kind of one of those things where you definitely have to kind of sit back. If you're not there, sit back and just watch. Don't leap, okay? Think, pray before you move, okay? Think and pray before you move. Don't move too quickly. So again, I thank you, Sister Cece, for sharing this story with us, and I think that will be all for now, and until next time, Shalom. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.